Hello, my name is Mr. Gutierrez. I teach 8th grade math, 8th grade math honors, and Avid 7th and Avid 8th grade. And this is my video for open house. Now, I want to first begin by introducing myself for those of you that don't know me. I'm a product of Santa Ana Unified School District. I went to Glen Martin Elementary School, and then MacArthur Fundamental School, Saddleback High School, and then I got my degree in mathematics from UC Riverside. After that, I went to Cal State Fullerton to get my teaching credentials. And since then, I've been working at Lathrop for this is, I believe, my 12th year. And so it's fun working at Lathrop. I know we haven't been back in person for a while, but I'm excited for the future because I see things are getting better and where it looks like we're opening up more things now. And so I'm hoping that we get back soon. But with that being said, how it's been during virtual learning, it's been quite the experience. As you can see, this is a Lathrop website. If you would ever like to go to my webpage, you just go to faculty staff and then click on Gutierrez F, which is Gutierrez Fernando, that's me. And right here you see the information for my classes. Now, with that being said, some things that we're getting ready to do in math is this is a curriculum map planner for distance learning for this year for honors 8th grade math. And this is basically what I'm supposed to teach for the whole year. And so we've already completed chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 9, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 7. We're currently in chapter 8 and chapter 9. So we're kind of combining those two because they go hand in hand. This one deals with quadratic functions, and the next one is solving quadratics and inequalities. So they go hand in hand, and the kids are really living up to and working up to the expectations. Those of them that are participating. We've also started reviewing for the end of the year test, and so this year we're going to take a MAP NWEA test, which the students have taken already twice this year. They took it at the beginning as a baseline assessment. They took it in the middle and in the winter, and now they're going to take it again in the spring. And we're going to start next week. So next week we begin testing, and the way we've been reviewing is we've been reviewing with a program called Next Gen Math, which gives us every standard. So we did one target a week. We started about 2 months ago, and that way we review what we've been learning. And for example, like this target G, this is the one that we did this week, deals with geometry. And so it's just different targets, and then there are 10 questions. If the students have trouble, they can ask me, and then they can also watch a procedural video, which shows them a little bit more step by step, just in case I'm not available, because maybe it's after class or on the weekends, but they can always watch the procedural video or conceptual video to help them out. But I'm also available during office hours. If students ever want to come to my office hours link is right here, and it's from 1:40 to 2:30 every day except Wednesdays. And I'm available there. And when students come, we review how they did, and then they get more points because they're showing me their work. And so this is the targets that we've done. We have one more target left, target B, and that'll be the one we do next week. But as I mentioned before, we're getting ready to finish the year off. Now that was for honors math, and then we have benchmark math, which is right here, which also we've done problem solving, simplifying with variables, graphs and equations, multivariable representations, systems of equations, slope and association, and currently, and we also did exponents and functions. We're currently on geometry, and we just started that. So we're going to be working on that. I'm going to go over a little bit more exponents and functions, but we've been doing that throughout the school year, and I'm going to go a little bit back and forth between geometry and exponents and functions just to get them ready for that test next week. As I mentioned before, this is the end of the year test. But after next week, we still got, I believe, 4 more weeks of school. So we'll round the year off well. And I just want to make sure that our students are prepared for high school. And so I teach 8th graders. I want to make sure that they're ready to go and they're placed in the right places. That way, when they get to the class, they're ready for it. They're well prepared. And if they need some support, I'll put them in a support class. But I want them to be placed where they belong. That way, they don't think it's boring or they don't think it's too hard. It's right where they should be at. And that's basically my math classes. I also teach Avid. And in Avid, if you want to know what your student is doing in Avid, ask them to see their learning log. So this is a sample of a learning log that we do where they talk about what they're learning in their classes. For example, right here, this is the English class, math class, history class, science class, and PE. And so every student has to do a learning log at least once every 2 weeks, if not once a month for sure. And then this is how they end up. And it's really cool to see what they're learning in other classes. What they end up doing is they present to each other in small groups. And so the students ask them about what they're learning. Kind of like, let's say when your student comes home, you can ask them so, or not comes home, but at this time comes off the internet and says, "Oh, what'd you learn today?" Or "How was school?" They just say good. But this is to get them to remember what they've been learning, to get them to review their notes and keep what they're learning in their mind. So they keep thinking about it more times repetitively. It's going to help them remember what they're learning and get them to be more experts at it. And so I like doing learning logs, and I like it when they present. We also do read out louds where they have to read out loud with each other different articles, and they have a lot of fun because they also come with videos and it's current events, so it's pretty cool. The kids like it. But as I mentioned before, these are the learning logs for Avid. For math, we're working our way down to the end of the school year, and we're using Next Gen Math to help us hit all the targets to make sure they're hitting all the standards. And that's pretty much how it's been this year. It's been tough, but the kids have made me very proud because they hang in there. They show up every day. They sign in. They're trying their best, and I'm trying my best too. So I feel like overall, the kids really learned a lot this year, and I just want to encourage them to be on the lookout for any summer programs that may be occurring for seventh graders. I know we'll have a summer program for students for Lathrop, but if you're an eighth grader, I highly encourage you to start looking into the high schools, as I'm doing with Avid students, to find a program out there in the summer for you to attend. And if you're up to it, maybe in person, because I know they're going to be offering a lot of in-person ones, but they'll also offer distance learning ones. So it just depends on what you prefer. Okay. Well, with that being said, it's been a pleasure working with your students and being their teacher this year. I hope that they take the words seriously and join and participate in other programs in their high schools, wherever that may be. And if you guys ever have any questions, please feel free to contact me. My information is right here, Fernando Gutierrez. And then you can also leave me a text on my Google on my Google number. Okay. So, or your students can also send me an email, or they can just ask me in class. I'm always open for questions. Okay. All right. Well, have a great day and see you later.